I'm ABC 17 Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Hafner with an update on our winter storm that's going to be moving in by tomorrow. Our weather alert day goes into effect tomorrow morning. Not much has changed in the last couple of hours. I'm still expecting snow to move in before sunrise. Still anywhere from around 2 to 3 inches possible, but here's the breakdown for the next 36 hours. Expecting snow to move in when it's going to be blowing around with gusty winds through much of the morning tomorrow. Temperatures will be dropping down into the single digits by midday, likely seeing near zero visibility for much of tomorrow night, and wind chills drop down to about -30 getting into the evening. Now, as we get into Friday morning, we're likely not going to see any more snow, but the winds are going to be blowing that around and keeping things a little bit tough to get around on the roads for much of Friday. Winter storm warning is in effect for most of the state. That goes into effect tomorrow morning through midnight on Friday night. Again, I'm not expecting much of that snow to last beyond around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but we're still going to have gusty winds sticking around throughout Friday. Also have a wind chill warning in effect for the entire state, and that goes into effect tomorrow through Saturday morning, or even some places that expires at noon on Christmas Eve, because the wind chills are going to be dipping down well below zero for a couple of days straight. Here's where our storm system is now. Low pressure still off to our northwest, bringing snow showers to parts of Minnesota, Nebraska, and Iowa. I'm expecting that to move into mid-Missouri here in the next couple of hours, likely after midnight. Right now, the wind chill is still in the 20s, but you'll notice well to our north that pink color indicating where those temperatures are starting to drop. Still feels like the 20s for much of our area now, but it is going to feel like the -20s by this time tomorrow night. 33 right now in Sedalia, so we're still above freezing under cloudy skies, not expecting any precipitation for a while. Temperatures will be starting out in the 30s overnight and then eventually dropping down into the teens by daybreak tomorrow and getting even cooler by the time we get to about mid-afternoon tomorrow. Here's where the low pressure system is now. This is going to be pulling in that Arctic air and moving through mid-Missouri quickly tomorrow. At midnight, most of the snowfall is still off to our north, likely starting to see those snow bands move into our western counties right around daybreak, with more of that heavier, at least moderate snowfall moving through during the late morning into the afternoon. The back edge of the snow looks to work its way out by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but the cold temperatures are going to settle in and strong winds will pick up through much of Thursday night into Friday. That will keep wind chills around 20 to 25 degrees below zero for much of Friday. And into Saturday, our morning lows will likely still be around zero. Here's how much snow we can expect. Anywhere from 2 to 3 inches is likely for much of mid-Missouri. Amounts don't vary too much, possibly a little bit less the farther south you go, but generally in that 2 to 3 inch range for much of our area. Now, as we get into the rest of Thursday, I'll be tracking those strong winds by tomorrow morning. You'll notice as the cold front pulls through, those wind gusts get up to around 35 to 40 miles per hour and stay that way through much of Friday. The strong wind gusts will bring those wind chills down through much of the weekend, and we don't see much of that wind easing at least until Saturday night or Sunday. Here's what to expect tomorrow morning. At 5 a.m., the temperature is still around 27, feels like 17 as winds start to pick up into the rest of the morning. By 9 o'clock, we're seeing that temperature down to about 12 degrees. Feels like -6 at that time. So you want to try to avoid being outside at all during the day tomorrow, as those wind chills will be brutal. Getting into the afternoon, air temperature drops down to about zero, but it feels like -24 with sustained winds around 20 miles per hour. Into the evening, that number drops even more. I'm expecting the coldest wind chills to be on Friday morning, as it feels like around -30 to 35. And with those wind chills, that frostbite time is going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. So it's not going to take long for your skin to be exposed and really feel the impacts. Here's what to expect on the roads. Tomorrow morning, roads will start deteriorating, especially as the sun comes up. That snowfall will start accumulating and then blowing around through much of tomorrow night into Friday morning, making for some dangerous travel conditions around a lot of the region. By Friday night, the winds ease just a little bit, but I'm still expecting those winds to be blowing the snow around on the roads. A good way to stay updated the next couple of days is our ABC 17 Storm Track weather app. You can download that for free on Apple or Google Play. You can get a look at the radar, the future track, and of course our updates on our Insider blog. Coming up tonight on ABC 17 News at 9, we'll have the latest future track and how road crews are preparing for the storm starting tomorrow.